All right, this is the second set of practice problems. Now, since I've done kind of an example set, I'm going to work these out just a little bit quicker than what we did before because this is homework that's due, so I want to make sure that you have this solution available. And I'm going to urge you to look at the past homeworks for a little bit more detail. So here, we're going to draw a free body diagram of this block. This is the one that we've actually dealt with quite a bit. So we have the normal force, the weight force, the applied force, and of course a friction force here. Right away though, we know the mass is 15 kilograms, so the weight is going to be 150 newtons. So here we know that the normal force actually balances weight. We get that from the free body diagram. So we have a normal force equal to 150 newtons. Let's see if it moves. To do that, we're going to take the maximum static friction as mu static times the normal force. And in this case, that's going to be 0.2 times 150. So that gives us 30 newtons as a maximum possible friction force. But we only pull with 15 newtons, with 10 newtons. So the force of friction to balance it is going to actually be 10 newtons as well. Okay, so how much force is needed to pull the block so it can move? That would be a force greater than 30 newtons based on this friction above. So if we pull with a force of 45 newtons and we want to know the friction force acting on the block and what the acceleration is, so we do know it's moving since 45 is greater than 30. So let's just get that kinetic friction here as mu kinetic times the normal force. That's going to be 0.1 times that normal force of 150. And that's going to give us 15 newtons worth of kinetic friction force. So just continuing this problem, we're going to set up the F equals ma equation in the horizontal direction, so of the applied force, fighting the kinetic friction, and the effect is that the block accelerates. So that's going to be a 45 Newton force fighting 15 newtons of friction, and the effect is that the 15 kilogram block will accelerate. 30 equals 15 times A. So A is going to end up being 2 meters per second squared. So just to be clear, this is the force of friction, and this is the acceleration of the block. All right, so that's page 1 of your homework done.